Hello everybody, it's Maikito. Hope everybody's having a good day. Has had a good day so far. First of all, there was no video yesterday. Obviously, it was a small slate. Didn't see anything that I liked, so there was no point in forcing a video. And then today, obviously, there's a video. There's Champions League games. Not as many as there was before because the group stage is over. Now we're into the playoffs. Before we get into knockout rounds to see which teams qualify for the knockout rounds and stuff like that. So I did find some plays that I did like, and then this video is a little later than usual because I did have work, and then after I got off, I went ahead and started this research and stuff like that. So I'm sure you guys understand, but at least I'm providing a video, right? Like late video is better than no video, and as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment. Could be later tonight. I do have some that I have in mind, but I want to make sure the players are there. And actually play how the lineups I expect them to go. So could be and should be more added plays probably tomorrow morning when the teams are confirmed and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for those. But I have some plays that I liked, like I mentioned, is Brendan Chardonnet to go hard in 2 tackles playing at home for Brest, going up against PSG. He's averages 1.6 in League One, and it goes up to 2.4 in the Champions League. And there's a reason for this, at least in my opinion, and it's because they're playing the best of the best in the Champions League compared to some League One teams that are a lot easier to play than the ones they're playing in the Champions League. And because they're both in League One, they've already faced each other twice. They've already played each other in both the league games that they have played. So they have recent history. And he has 2+ in both of those with 2 tackles and 3 tackles. And PSG, first of all, have a lot of players that like to dribble the ball and are good dribblers at that, like Barcola, Ousmane Dembele, and Kvaratskhelia, which translates to good opportunities for him to tackle, as well as PSG playing a lot of through balls, which is, again, more opportunities for him to tackle the ball by stopping the players that receive the ball. As soon as they receive it, tackle them, stop them right there. And PSG will play hard. And if you look at some of the games that he's played in the Champions League or just in general against tougher opponents, he had 4 against Real Madrid, 3 against PSV, 3 against Lille, 2 against Shakhtar, and 2 against Barca. So when he's playing these big teams that attack well, he is aggressive and needs to tackle and will have to do that. He's done it before against PSG, and PSG will attack hard again. So I expect him to have a lot of defensive responsibilities. It's a good line against tough opponents. So I like this line. I like Brendan Chardonnay to go higher than 2 tackles. The last player prop that I found that I like is Gregor Kobel to go higher than 3 saves playing away from home for Dortmund. Going up against Sporting, he's averaged 3.43 in the Champions League, and he's had a 67% hit rate, save rate, which is decent. And the reason why I like this play is because Dortmund are a lot weaker when they play away from home than when they've played at home in general this season. If you look at the Champions League, they've only allowed 9 shots at home, all the way to 16.5 away. And even some of those games, obviously they had the game against Madrid, who Madrid took 26 shots. But even other teams that are have a worse attack than Sporting, if not kind of similar. Club Brugge had 18 shots, a weaker attack, and then Bologna, weaker, maybe on somewhat on the closer level to Sporting, took 17 shots. And in those games, against Brugge, he had 5 saves. Against Real, he had 6 saves. And against Bologna, he had 4 saves. And even in the Real game and the Bologna game, they conceded 5 goals and 2 goals. So even when they concede goals, the other team still finds great opportunities to attack them, and they shoot a lot. So that's good for us playing away from home for against a team like Sporting, who are a great attacking team, who just in the Champions League alone go from allowing 12, they take 12.3 shots, and 3 of those being on target away, going up to 13.8 shots, which is just 1 shot more, around 2 shots more, but goes from 3 shots away, 3 shots on target away, all the way to 6 on target at home. They're a much better attacking team when they play at home, especially in the Champions League, and they need to try to take advantage of this home game, and by them I mean Sporting, before going to Germany, where I mentioned Dortmund is a lot better when they played at home compared to away. So even if they're up 1 goal, they need to keep attacking, need to keep shooting. So there's a lot of shots that Gregor Kobel is going to face. And even if Sporting goes up, which they might not, I see this being a close game regardless. So again, just means that Sporting's going to keep on shooting. And Dortmund allow a lot of long shots. One of their weaknesses that they allow is just long shots to opponents. And that's just easy saves opportunities for him to get those saves as well. So I think that's a good line going up against a good attacking team. So like Gregor Kobel to go higher than 3 saves. before I get into the money line, as always, if you guys please could like the video, comment, all that. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you want to, one, support the channel, and two, get the videos out earlier before they go out public, there is some memberships that are available for those that are interested. Again, linked in the description, or a join button, and a subscribe button. If you're not a member, those that are already got these picks and these videos before everybody else, because these picks sometimes do tend to get bumped and taken away relatively whenever I post these videos, because of the amount of players I'm assuming that bet on these lines, or just the great lines that I find in general. And then all my links for everything, data app called Outlier, my player prop apps, my money line apps. I have not forgotten about the video. I'm just trying to find a good time to do it. I don't want to force a video and just like rush through it. I want to be able to find time to make it when it comes to the Outlier video on how I use it and stuff like that. But like I said, everything for that is linked in the description. I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. But when it comes to the money line, I did find one play that I liked, and that's PSG -1.5 going up against Brest for -120. If you want to take a little bit of safer play, you can take PSG to score 2 goals. I believe that one's like a -300 or something like that, or even higher than 2.5 goals just in case. But I think PSG have a great game here against them. They've gone over this mark in 4 straight in general, and they're in great form. And again, they're both teams that are in the French league and have already played twice already. And they hit in both of those games with a 3-1 win at home and a 2-5 win in a recent game in the 1st of February. So not even 2 weeks ago, they just played and demolished them 2-5. And their ability to score obviously has been great, which is what's going to carry them here. And they also have, as always, have had a good defense, especially against this League One teams. And then since Kvaratskhelia has joined, Dembele has been able to move as more of a free roaming striker, with Kvaratskhelia and Barcola playing as the wingers. He's been able to have a lot more freedom, and it has shown because he's had a goal involvement in 4 straight with him in the lineup. And PSG just have a lot of attacking players and just have a lot of ways to attack. And just if you look at it just from a history standpoint, these teams have faced off 20 times, and PSG has 18 wins, 2 draws, and have not lost. So they, in general, just have great history against them, and it has shown in the last 2 games this season they dominate them. And even if you look at some of the big games that they've played against big opponents, they don't seem to struggle against them either. They just beat Monaco 4-1. They played Stuttgart away, beat them 1-4. Played City at home, beat them 4-2. This prop hit in all 3 of those games, so there's no reason why they can't do it again against a team that they've already done great against. Besides, their next game is against Toulouse. So in this game, if they can play great and play good, they can rest a lot of those big players, their main starters, for that game. That way they can be well rested for the next game at home in the Champions League against Brest again. So they've already done great against them. They have good incentives to play hard. That way they can rest their players in the next game against Toulouse, and then play them again in about a week or so, 2 weeks, whenever the next game is against Brest. Again, I just like this. I think you're getting good value here. So I like PSG for -1.5 for -120 going up against Brest. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. Always, as you can see from the rope, we had a great day. We swept the player props. We went 1-1 when it came to the money line slip. So it was a 4-1 day overall. 3-0 when it came to the player props. When it came to the video ones, Luka Bacchio, higher than 4.5 dribbles attempted. Was a little bit sweaty because I believe he had 1 at halftime. But I did say that Barcelona were going to take the lead, which is exactly what happened. Gave more possession to Sevilla, and he was able to get those dribble attempts. So that was great for us. We had McTominay higher than 2 shots. That one's pretty sweat-free as well. Even if you took it at 2.5, that one hit as well. And then I had 1 added play. Human Son to go higher than 1.5 shots against Villa. A lot of people don't like him, but I felt like 1.5 was a steal considering the lineup that they had, and he was going to have to be more attacking, and that's exactly what happened. Added play hit as well. So we went 3-0 on those, and then money line, the one that hit was Parma to score, and then obviously the Barcelona money line. So that slip hit, and then the only one that missed was Napoli and Liverpool. And if anything, it was great that I paired them the way they did, because both of those missed. Napoli tied their game, and Liverpool, I believe they lost that game in general, which was really, really surprising. But either way, we had a great day, and hopefully we can carry on that momentum going into the Champions League games, where I do have a pretty good record of doing well on. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, we do great again tomorrow. Like I mentioned, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment. And if you want to join the Discord, not a premium, completely free, you're more than welcome to do so. It's a great community I'm trying to build over there, linked in the description. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.